We are back for another home training session. I am Rhys, and I will be leading you through a series of activities today in a home training session about first touch and finishing quickly. Not just finishing quickly. So for today's session, you need two different colored items. They can be cones if you have cones. If you do not have cones, just make sure they are items that you will not slip on and will not break. You also need two targets. This can be anything, doesn't have to be nets like I am using. It can be ends of a couch. It can be blocks that you have to knock over, for example. It can be anything. Just because you don't have nets, it doesn't mean you can't do this session. And of course, you need a ball. I'm using a sized 4 because it's easier to control indoors, especially. You will also notice as I am talking here that I am doing a bit of a warm-up. Feel free to jump right in if you're ready to go. If you want to watch a bit of what is coming, feel free not to have to get started right away. But I'm just warming up the muscles, getting ready for today's session, not trying to do anything without having that proper warm-up in because I do not want to pull any muscles. So I will also add that today, of course, there's going to be a skills challenge and there's going to be a fitness challenge as per usual. So I hope you're ready for both of those, and I hope you are ready to practice your first touch. So, other things in terms of setup, my cones are about 6 or so steps away from each other, and they are at a distance of about 3, 4, 5 steps away from my nets that I'm using. And I'm also using a rebounder for this, which is a couch. That is one more thing that I forgot to mention that you need for this session. Something to bounce a ball off of, such as a couch or a wall, with enough space to go either side. So for example, if you're using a wall at the corner of the room, it might not work as well for this session. Get something in the middle of your space to use. So to start some of this brain-centered learning that we're doing today with different colored cones and getting warmed up still, we're going to be on our feet nice and quick. Get the knees a little bit higher than I am here, nice and quick on my feet. Add the ball in now, just on the spot, running on the spot here. And as soon as I hear a color, I'm going to go to that color right away. Light on the feet, nice and quick. And we're going to red. We got to get there as fast as we can and then back to the middle. You are going to do TikToks back and forth. No, not the dancing app or whatever it is that you all are using to do your dancing and singing videos. Not that TikTok. TikToks back and forth between the two legs here. Although you could make a TikTok out of this if you wanted. Take the ball with you as well as you go to the colors. Don't forget the ball. If you don't have anyone to call colors for you, I will help as well again. But I'm going to move on to a pull back and push out while on the spot though, so the strength here is coming from my leg as I hop, and I need to open up the hips back and forth with the leg that I'm using. And you'll notice here I'm not quite as good with the left foot. So if you are not good with your left foot either, or your weak foot, that's okay. Keep practicing it. The more you do it, the more you will get better at it. And ready and red. Boom. Back to the middle. Turn at the cone. Go back to the middle. Restart. Nice and intense. Get the legs moving back and forth, rhythm. Get into a rhythm here. Get ready for the color. It's coming yellow. Boom. We go there. We come back. Now we're going to do rollover side to side. Roll over touch. Roll over touch. Keep it in your space as much as possible. Don't be rolling it too far away. And now when you hear the color, you're going to roll your ball all the way to that color. So that one was red, for example, and I rolled it all the way to red. And I'm going to try and stay in the middle when I do these rollovers so that I can have a strong rollover back to the cone and then back to the middle. So ready. Keep on doing those rollovers. Get ready for the color. Foot on top of the ball. Roll it over. Nice and light. Red. Boom. Get there. 1 foot to the other. 1 foot to the other. Do a little bit of a dance. Nice and intense. Boom. Yellow. Let's go. Let's get there. Can you beat me to the cone each time? Red. Boom. Get there before me. And then turn. Go back to the start. And last one here. We're going to do toe taps as fast as we can. Absolutely as fast as we can. Do 10 and then get to the color. or do a million like I am and then get to the color. How many am I going to do here? Oh my goodness, I'm still going red. Boom, let's get there. And then we go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yellow, get there. Or keep on doing it like me. Nice and quick on the feet. Show me that intensity. Show me that speed. Don't slow down. I know you're tired. Keep it up. We're going to red. Boom. And we're finished. Okay. So have a quick drink of water. Get ready for the next part of this session. Keep that same intensity that we just had in the warm-up, though, as we get ready for what's coming next. We don't want to slow down at any point today. We're going to have a nice, intense session where we're going to work hard and give it our all. So what we're going to be doing to start here, we're going to stand in between our two cones. We're going to pass with one foot and receive with the same foot to take it to the cone that is closest to that foot. So for example, I pass with my right foot, I receive with my right foot, and I take it into space on my right side, which is the yellow cone. And red would be the left foot to touch, left foot to pass, left foot to touch into space, and then I go around red. I'm trying to use that foot as much as possible at all stages, including when I go around the cone and restart play. I'm also going to make sure I'm adding in a scan here of looking at the field. What's behind me? Do I have space to advance into? I do that before I pass, and I do that before I receive. So before I receive the ball, I want to make sure, can I actually advance into the space that I am trying to advance into? Because if not, then I shouldn't go into that space. So I'm always scanning the field here. And I want to see, the more you get the hang of this, more I want you to pick up your intensity and your speed. You also have to focus on your weight of pass here. If it's too soft, you're not going to be able to do this as well. And if it's too hard, it's going to come at you too fast for you to be able to scan the field. So not too hard, not too soft as you control your weight of pass. And also add in a little bit of deception here. You'll notice my shoulder is dropping on each one that I'm doing here. I'm having that little shoulder fake to have a little bit of deception. Defenders don't know which foot I'm going to take it with. They don't know when I'm going to take my touch. If I add in that little shoulder, I'm kind of dragging my foot across the floor. And now we're going to be moving on to a right-footed pass, a left-footed touch toward the red, because red is closer to my left foot, and a left-footed pass, a right-footed touch toward yellow, because yellow is closer to my right foot. So you alternate. The foot that you're passing with is the different foot from the one you receive with now. So get into that rhythm. Now you have to be really thinking here. And again, if you want to add even more challenge, if you feel like, you know what, doing that right foot, left foot, it's so easy for me. Okay, we'll have someone call a color for you now and have them call it as you are passing the ball, giving you less time to have to react. And of course, add even more challenge by adding in that scan once you have the hang of it. Make sure that you can see what is behind you, see what's around the field, not just what's in front of you. Have a look. Is there space to advance into? Cool. I'm going to go that way then. Left-footed pass, right-footed touch, right-footed pass, left-footed touch. Focus on the weight of your pass. Not too hard, not too soft. Add in that scan, add in that intensity. Don't have any dinosaur arms like me. I don't know why I do that. I need to fix that, the dinosaur arm that I have. Can someone help me fix that? And now we're going to be moving on to a different kind of first touch, which is going to be through the legs. You can do this right foot to right foot and left foot to left foot, or you can alternate the feet like we were just doing. Give it a bit of both. Try that variety of right foot to right foot and left foot to left foot, or start out like I am, where I am doing all left foot to left foot and all right foot to right foot. In between each time I do this, I want to make sure I keep that intensity. I'm not slowing down in between. I'm getting ready for the next pass right away. I'm not taking that pass too early. I'm not trying to do it too quickly where I don't have a good pass. I'm getting myself set, making sure my hips are angled toward where I want to pass, and then I pass. I pick up the intensity. As soon as I do that through the legs movement, I'm going to accelerate into space because I want to beat that defender that's trying to chase me. So don't just do this slow thinking, yep, that's enough. I'm doing the skill move well. No, add that intensity, add that speed. And that touch that's going through your legs, focus on trying to get it into space a little bit, not too far ahead of your body, but a little bit ahead of your body that you can, in your momentum, easily advance into it without slowing down. And once you do get the hang of it, see if you can get 5 on the left with yellow, because we're going through the legs here. So 5 on the left with yellow, 5 on the right with red. Through the legs, can you get 5 good ones on each color with the right intensity, with the right weight of pass, with the right touch, not too heavy, not too soft, out of your feet into space, but not too far ahead of you that you can't receive it afterward. So just a few more as you get those 5 in, and then we're going to be moving on where we're going to add the finish now into this. So we've practiced the skill move. Now we need to do the skill move with a shot at the end. Add in a shot to it as well. And you need to make sure that your hips are angled toward where you are shooting. And we're going to start with the right foot pass, right foot touch to yellow, and the left foot pass, left foot touch to red. Not through the legs, with the little bit of deception, the half turn into space, making sure it's a good one, and then getting off the finish. Don't wait too long after making that turn around the cone to get the finish off. You want to make that finish as quickly as you can, but not so quickly that your hips aren't set, that your hips are facing a complete opposite direction from the net. I want to make sure, at the very least, if my hips are not angled there, that my hips are at least able to be angled there by the time I follow through on my shot. So you'll see some examples of that here. A lot of the time in the early ones, especially as I just work on getting the motions down and not focusing too much on how quickly can I get the shot off. Once I do get the rhythm a bit more, I am really focusing on, I get around the cone, I need to finish right away. But I'm not doing so without angling my hips there. So here's one on yellow, for example, where I took an extra touch into space, but then I got off the finish right away still. And that extra touch is fine. You just need to work on getting that pass off before anyone can close you down. And again, it is not a shot. We're not blasting it with our laces, especially not in our homes. Just a nice inside pass into the player that you are trying to find, or into the corner of the net that you are trying to find, if it was an actual finish in a game, let's say. So once you have done 5 on red and 5 on yellow, you can start to add in the through the legs here. Don't forget to scan the field as well. You can do, again, where you alternate the legs, where you do a right-footed pass and a left-footed touch, or you can do it on the same foot. It is up to you here on what you do, but focus on how quickly can you get that finish off while respecting the need to have your hips, your body angled in the correct manner to get the finish off and score. And again, where's my touch going? It's not going behind me, it's going in front of me into space where my momentum is already going and I can get there quickly. Feel free to add some creativity here as well. Soon enough, I'm going to start adding in a little bit of a fake shot where I actually fake the shot before I get off the finish. And get into a rhythm as well where you are not just walking in between the sets. Get into a rhythm where you are running in between each one. Don't just walk to the net, get your ball out, pick it out, walk back, run. And without further ado, it is time for today's skills challenge. So for today's skills challenge, we're going to be doing what we have been doing, except now the touch is a bit of a spin. I don't know the exact name for this spin, but what we are essentially doing is there's a lot of power here in the leg that we are not using to allow our body to twist the other way. So the foot, the leg, the hip that we are not using to do the touch has all the power here to allow us to spin. So as I pass the ball, I'm still facing where the ball is coming back to me from. And then as soon as I touch it, I'm spinning in the direction of my touch. I want to take my momentum of the touch and my momentum of the hips in the same direction. I want them to move together. Add that scan in as well. Don't forget to scan the field, what's behind you, what's around you. But this is a really great skill move to master if you can practice it here right now and get really good at it. Defenders have no idea where you're going when you do a skill move like this. Critical though is that there is actually space to advance into in the way that you were doing the spin. You don't want to do that spin and then just end up bulldozing into another player. Make sure that you actually have space to go into, and that will go along with your scanning when we get into actual game scenarios, when we get out of this home training stuff that we're doing right now. And see, as you get more and more confident with this, how fast can you do that spin? And can you get it out of your feet into space, making sure it's not stuck on your feet, but actually pulling it with you as you do the spin, as you want to go to the next one? And then can you get the finish off quickly as well? Don't forget about the fact that we still need to finish it off. Even if we master the skill, cool, still get your finish off. Make sure it's a good finish as well. So can you now that you've practiced this a bunch of times, can you get 5 on yellow and 5 on red, or whatever color your cones are? 5 on the right, 5 on the left. And if you do that, then you can move on to today's fitness challenge. Today's fitness challenge, bit of a tough one to explain, but I'm going to give it my best shot. You're going to start in between red and yellow. You're going to do the same 4 exercises that we did at the start in our warm-up when we went to red and yellow in quick movements, where the ball was static and stationary. It didn't move, but it barely moved as we had slight little touches back and forth. So the first one is toe taps. I'm going to do toe taps 10 times and then go to red, 10 times and then go to yellow, 10 times and then go to red, 10 times and then go to yellow. So I'm doing 40 toe taps total, and I'm going to red twice and yellow twice. And then I move on to the next one, which is the roll push. Rolling it back, pushing it out, constantly on that other leg, using that strength and that power in that leg to allow myself the leverage to be able to do this. And I'm doing that 40 times. Then going to red after each set of 10, or going to yellow after each set of 10, red twice, yellow twice. Then moving on to the roll over touch, and I'm going to do that 10 times. Then I'm going to go to the color. I'm going to do it over again with 10. Once I get back to the middle, I'm doing 10 again, back and forth, and then go into the color. And don't worry about messing up here, but because it is a fitness challenge, I want to see your intensity. I don't want you just to be going through the motions nice and slow, having a nice walk in the park. It is all about your intensity in this fitness challenge. How fast can you complete each of the 4 exercises that we're doing, going to red and yellow 2 times each to make 4 within each exercise. So still on the rollovers and the touches here, as you can see. The next one though is going to be TikToks back and forth. Not that TikTok again. Don't get too excited. This TikTok is a fun one as well. Back and forth between the legs, getting the head up nice and quick in between the feet. Still a lot of power and strength that needs to come from the legs here. Getting low, not standing too tall. Back and forth, and then going to the color after 10 times that we do those TikToks. And I want to make sure that I get 40 in. So 10, then I go to red, 10, then I go to yellow, 10, then I go to red, 10, then I go to yellow. And then once I am done, maybe I'm going to try again. And this time I'm going to time myself. So perhaps this is a bit boring to watch me just do this and to see how well I did it. Feel free to keep on watching it if you're absolutely loving this. But if you're not and you want to get started with the challenge, if you want to get going, feel free to race against me instead and start exactly when my clock was at 0 and race against me here as I do these exercises. Right now I'm moving on to the roll push outs here on my right foot, and I'm making sure, by the way, that I'm doing 10 on my right foot, then 10 on my left, then 10 on my right, then 10 on my left. even though my left foot is so much weaker and I know it'll slow down my time, I need to practice that left foot. It's only weaker because I haven't practiced it enough. And so as you watch me do this challenge here, I will tell you my time. And my time was 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Okay? So as you do this challenge, you know that that is your benchmark to beat. Can you beat 3 minutes and 27 seconds? And by the way, I'm pretty slow. So I hope you do beat me. And if you don't, well, that's okay. Feel free to keep on practicing and trying it until you do beat me. Of course, it's a fitness challenge, so it's going to get tiring the more we do it, of course. But I think if you give it your best shot, you can definitely beat me. I think you can be quicker on your feet than I am, especially on those rollovers. Atrocious rollovers from me. 3 minutes, 27 seconds. That's your time to beat. When you have completed the fitness challenge, when you feel like you're happy with your time, you're satisfied with your time, feel free to send it in, by the way, to give me an email and say, hey, Rhys, I beat your time. Of course, send me that email. I want to see who's doing these skills challenges with me. Then get a proper cooldown in. You can use red and yellow as a guide to go back and forth, doing some open and close the gates, doing some side shuffles, some arm swings, little jogs, butt kicks and high knees and all of that jazz. Do some static stretching if anything is sore. Of course, I do not do enough static stretching and I am always sore, so make sure that you do some static stretching, especially if something is sore. And that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun making this one. I hope you enjoyed watching it and doing it alongside me. Looking forward to seeing your videos as always for the players that are doing this with me. I know a lot of the ones who are doing it because they've either emailed me to say they're doing it or they've emailed me with specific videos to let me know that they are doing the challenges. So I look forward to seeing those videos and I hope to see you for a future video next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.